Hi, I'm Tim Beard with Beard Productions, and today I'm interviewing Doug Ring, who is running for select board in the town of Newport. How are you, Doug?
Great, Tim. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, Tim, I graduated over in Fall Mountain, class of '92, so not too far away from the town of Newport here. And I joined the fire department as a young person. Continuing on over to Charlestown, about 15 years of emergency services, and 10 years military.
Nice. What branch were you in the military?
Army.
In the Army?
Yep.
Nice.
Down to 82nd, and then moved up to the Vermont National Guard.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir.
What do you do for a living now? What is the employment life of Doug Ring?
Well, I try to stay very active, Tim. I'm currently working for K.A. Stevens Construction, anywhere from driving truck to running an excavator to, just overseeing a few things here and there. And between that, I also do landscaping on the side, and I have a small towing business here in town.
Nice. You're very busy then.
I try to be, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. So tell me, why run for select board? What's motivated you to say, hey, I want to put my hat into the ring here?
Well, Tim, this is not my first time. I've got some previous experience with other towns, planning board and select board, and I've always seen myself helping the community and helping others. One of my things I like doing is helping people, and that's my main thing, is to come and help more in my community. I've been here, several years, and just want to do more for the community.
Absolutely. So what do you think about the direction of the town and where we're headed, and what do you think about like the board's role and all of that going forward?
Well, I think we're all in a different and strange time in our lives, especially the last few years, and I don't think we're done seeing some hurdles and stuff like that in the system. Times are going to be rough, I think, in the next year or so. So we need to look at our finances really sharp and where we're going to be spending our money. I think that the board has a lot of different things they should be looking at. Projects that maybe you might get put on the back burner or go forward with. It's kind of those things you have to wait until the time is come to pull the punch and do that. As far as the board, they might need a new set of eyes a little bit, to help out, and somebody that's positive and wants to bring a little more energy to the board. That's another reason why I'm running. It's not that the board has done anything wrong or right. I think I can give a little more energy level to it.
Right, different perspective and
Yeah.
Fresh eyes, and oftentimes that can help change the situation when someone different looks at it. And yeah,
Definitely. One of the things that I like about Newport, of course, I'm kind of if you will, a rivalry team. Being from Fall Mountain, I used to come over here all the time and play football, and I would always look at the sidelines and see the support from the community. You come to this town, any given day, the support for sports is phenomenal, and I love that the community really gets together. I also like going downtown during the day, especially early mornings. I'll drive to work, and I'll see a certain location where everybody stops in every morning and talks and gets a perspective of what's going on in town, and they're also talking about sports, because I know the gentleman really well that owns the place, and it's just a nice family vibe all around.
it is. We're very blessed. We have such a great community. We've got our own issues, of course, like every place does, but we have a strong community, and I'm proud to say I'm from Newport. And a lot of people in the past, oh, you're from Newport or Newport. I'm like, you don't know anything about Newport. Like, if you come here, and especially a lot of people that, like you said, you went to Fall Mountain, and, but that's such a positive thing for you to say, you have such, sports, okay, the football game, all these community members coming out, and for someone from a different town to see that back as a kid, like
Right.
it says so much about our community and what we have going here. So what do you think some of like the skill sets you could bring to the board as far as that different perspective?
Well, definitely, my construction view is 20 years plus. And I'm not just sitting behind a desk or anything like that. I'm right down in there. So any of the work that gets done in town, I have a lot of back experience of seeing what's going on. If we need to do something different while we're digging, something comes up, I can relate to the board, and I've seen this happen before, and so I have that background. I also the roads. We have a big issue with the roads around. So does every town. It's how we fix them and what we do to keep the taxpayers happy. As a selectman, you're working for the taxpayers. I have nothing to gain, nothing to lose, other than what everybody else has, paying taxes and trying to live your life. I've seen a lot of posts this year on potholes. Every town has them. What do we have going to prevent somebody having an accident or the car getting damaged? And that's called an infrared system that you put in place with a budget every year. So you have a lot of potholes. You either bring the company in, or if we have that system ourselves, and you take care of those during the winter when there's no asphalt plants open. It is better than a coal patch, what they've been doing. That stuff blows out every time you do a plow. Infrared system heats up the whole ground around that and sets down in and bonds everything so you don't blow that hole back out. Something that I've seen a lot of people talk about, and I want to pursue more. Put those plans in step, so we're not having to go through the whole winter with potholes and people swerving back and forth and things like that. So that's one of the main things I like to see is taking care of the roads better, making sure the infrastructure, we're not just putting a patch over stuff. If we're gonna redo a road, we need to look underneath it, see the 50 or 40-year-old pipes that really need maintenance. Drainage to the road. You can't just pave a road and expect the water to run to the sides if the ditch is higher than the road, things like that.
Yeah, so that sounds like that would be a positive thing for the board, that you have that perspective, how these things work. And yeah, I often see that, like someone will fix a road and you're like, what about what's under the road that's been there forever? I see the state is going to be starting here on, I think, the 18th, some drainage work down on Main Street there, and sounds like that's what they're trying to do, is fix some structural things before they do any sort of paving work.
Definitely, that needs it. It makes the middle of Newport look great when they get that all done, and I just hope that they put some directional signs or paint on the asphalt for arrows of direction of flow. I've always seen cars doing the fire department emergency road and doing the head-on thing, and I think when it's all done and said down there, hopefully they get it all done and works great for the town.
Yeah, I noticed that, we've had the little common forever, and then, Keene put a rotary in, and rotaries are kind of becoming a popular thing, and so now it's got a little bit of confusion because people from out of the area come through and think, oh, I've got a rotary here, and not realize, not really, it's just a little common there. So yeah, that may be actually something that would be very beneficial.
And I like that common.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially for the winter carnival.
So fortunate that's
Yeah.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
the beautification that everybody does every spring there, it looks really nice with the town. And yeah, definitely, that flow of traffic needs to be looked at right there.
Absolutely. One of my, complaints with, the school board would be the communication. And the select board is, in my opinion, is very open about, hey, come on in. And I believe the school board's starting to understand the community involvement is extremely important. And so how would you, how would you be approachable as far as that goes? If someone has concerns and, we already have a nice open forum, and how would you ask people, hey, come out, talk to me this, question that, a lot of people don't, a lot of people complain, but they don't ask questions.
Right.
And when you don't ask a question, you don't have an answer, and I think we could do a better job with some of the stuff, like a PR kind of thing. And So how would you be, approachable as a board member to some of these things?
Tim, actually, I'm out in the community quite a bit. Whether I'm doing my 2 mile walk down past the high school, or downtown shopping, or just hanging out, at the different sports games, stuff like that. I encourage people to come to me. Sometimes they feel uncomfortable going to the board itself. They don't want to be put on TV. They don't want that. Email me, call me, and just stop and say hi, and say, hey, I get this problem. Can you help me with it? And I'll definitely bring it to the board's attention, because one member of the board can't do anything without the rest of them, but they need to have that brought to them so they know about it.
Right.
And I think that's a lot of problems with a lot of towns, communication back and forth from the taxpayer to the board, that they'll blow up Facebook, but it doesn't really get to the board because the board doesn't pay attention to Facebook. So come to me, ask me those questions, professionally, back and forth, and I'll get it to the board, and the board will make a decision on it. But they don't know about it, it's not gonna get heard, nothing's gonna get done about it.
Right. There's a lot of people don't understand that, a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't know I could go into a board meeting, or, and it's just kind of like that. I think it starts in school, really teaching kids that, what the Constitution is, what your rights are, and how the whole government system works, because we're all such active members of it. And for too long, we haven't been active. Low voter turnout and everything else, and we really need to get our community together and to come into voting and other ideas, because there's so many people with good ideas. We need to get them involved.
Definitely, Tim. As far as you mentioned about the voting, I can't stress on that enough. If you don't vote, take that 5-10 minutes during the day, get down there and vote. Really, you're not being heard. That's where it starts to get heard. If you don't want to pay big taxes, or you don't want something to go through on an article, get down there and vote.
Right.
I don't know too many bosses out there that say, oh, you can't go vote.
Right.
Say they'll give you time. Oh, please do, go vote,
Right.
That's definitely where it starts. And then after that, hey, I voted on that, I didn't agree with that, but here's something else I don't agree on.
Right. Exactly. It's this dialogue between, the voters, the taxpayers, and the community. And yeah, definitely, we don't have great record turnout, and it seems like the only time people show up is if they're mad about something. And if we could just change that, to get more involved, we would learn more as a community, plus it'd be more supportive, and overall the whole community would benefit so much better.
Definitely. I'm not exactly sure how many people vote over the years, we have 400 or 500 people that vote on the average, and then you look at how many people are paying taxes.
Right.
Or registered voters. Or not registered voters that could be registered voters. That is just, it blows my mind as far as how many people don't vote.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I think the school's budget, when that was up in March, I think there was about 1,200 votes, but I believe there's like close to 5,000
Right.
people eligible, or probably more than that, in town that could vote. So the turnout's still like, maybe 20%, and, we gotta get more involvement from the community. And how can we change things if we're not all involved with it? So.
Exactly. We make time for our kids, and we want our kids to have a good education. We want them to get out of school and do better for themselves. Let's make their home location do better, by voting and being more involved. And that's...
No, absolutely. So anything else you'd like to tell the voter about yourself, or about what you hope to bring to the table, that so when they're making a decision on May 10th, they're voting, that there's 3 running, there's 2 spots open. Yourself, Jim Burrows, and Jeff Kessler are the 3 candidates. And the nice thing is it's a big diverse background. Everyone's a little different here, which is great. Sometimes you kind of get the same old, but I appreciate you throwing your name in there. And anything else you'd like to just tell the voters real quick about what you hope to do, or?
Tim, one of the things that I strongly believe in is our emergency services, and making sure they're getting what they need to make the town a safe and better place. I've talked to a lot of the highway department and water department, and some of them that have passed up, gone on to other towns, have left us. I'm trying to figure out what is going on there, and that's one of my things that I want to come to the board with, is finding out why we're losing people. This is a good town, and we shouldn't be losing good help. That's one of my top priorities, to figure out that and see what's going on with that. The last thing I'd like to put out, Tim, is I have a lot of energy, and I'm a neutral person. You know, I'm not one-sided. If it's equal across, that's what I like to see it. You know, I do have a lot of different ideas coming to the board. Maybe sometimes it's a change, maybe that the town needs and people want to see. A lot of experience over the years, and you know, just a positive attitude that I'm putting up for the board, and hopefully I get their vote.
Perfect. All right, I'm Tim Beard for Beard Productions, and today's interview was with Doug Ring, who is running for Select Board, and the vote is May 10th at the Newport High School from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Please get out and vote.